So good news on the Sonic front, guys. It seems that Japan has really taken a liking to Sonic Frontiers. Let's talk about it. So yeah, guys, it seems that things have gone over relatively well for Sonic Frontiers over at TGS. That's the Tokyo Game Show for those that are uninitiated. Guys, there's a lot that happened this past week, and we should talk about it. So first things first, if you couldn't read it already, this is a tweet from Sonic Frontiers, not the official one, but apparently Masahiro Sakurai, that's right, the creator of Kirby, and the main dude behind Smash Brothers, if you guys don't know, has played Sonic Frontiers demo and he liked it. So that's a very good sign. Why'd my voice crack there? That's how excited I am, because like, Sakurai is a man I trust. That is a man who knows good game design, and the fact that he played Sonic Frontiers and seems to have liked it, again, I'm gonna take this with a grain of salt. I don't think he tweeted about it, but like, they're saying he said that, so that's a really good sign. And to top it off, we're not just gonna stop there. The fact that Sakurai liked it is one thing, but to top it off, we need to show you something else. Check this out. So, this is the demo to Sonic Frontiers. In Japan, it was so packed, they had to close it. Now, guys, you're probably saying, so what? That was the same thing at Gamescom. But that's over here in the West, where Sonic is extremely popular. Over in Japan, Sonic is not that popular. If you guys don't know, I'll elaborate further on that. But just so you guys know, this is actually a really big deal. The demo being packed, because it's a brand new game, and a lot of people are probably excited to see what Sonic's like now. But this is pretty big, because even more on top of this, because we have Sakurai saying that the game was, he liked it, right? That's a good sign. But then we have this many people lining up to play it, and this is in Japan where Sonic is not that big. This could also be because it's, like I said before, it's a brand new game. It's Tokyo Game Show. People want to try everything that's new. They want to see what this new Sonic is all about, right? So maybe that's not also a, that doesn't necessarily mean that the game is good either. Maybe a lot of people played it and didn't like it, right? Well, there's more to this as well. Like this, there are layers to this Sonic Frontiers TGS cake over at Japan. It seems like a lot of people are positive over here in the West about it from the Gamescom show, but we need to talk about the further opinions from TGS from a bunch of players. So guys, check this out. Guys, this is from Reset Era. Check the title. Sonic Frontiers wins the TGS Japan Game Awards Future Division. This is the first time in the franchise history. So this is pretty big. So, as you can read right here, Sonic Frontiers has won the Japan Game Awards Future Division 2022. And so this is a big deal because this is the award for being one of the most anticipated games in Japan. A Sonic game is anticipated in Japan from the TGS. People have played the game, so we saw that big line packed, right? It wasn't just for show. Apparently, people really, really like this. This is a positive thing. This is really good news coming out of this. Sonic Frontiers was one of the games that won the award, and this is a big deal because Sonic has never won anything like this in Japan. Look at how this is happening, right? It reached the maximum capacity in TGS for only 30 minutes. 30 minutes. People really, really wanted to play this game, and look at this, man. He is happy with his award. That is awesome. Yeah, this is a pretty big deal. People are excited to play this in Japan. And the reason I bring up in Japan, if you guys aren't aware, Sonic has never been big in Japan. And that brings us to the next news story right here. So Sega apparently wants to expand the Sonic franchise in Asia and Japan. Because if you aren't aware, Sonic has, I've said this like 5 times in the video, but yeah, if you're wondering why this is the case, I'm not saying that Sonic doesn't have fans in Japan. That's not true. There are fans for Sonic in Japan, but nowhere near as many as America, or especially the UK. Like, granted, Japan is a smaller country, but like, when asked in Japan, what is your favorite Sega IP? Sonic is usually not really brought up a lot. Usually, if you ask a lot of people in Japan, they'd say Sakura Wars or Sakura Tyson, Virtua Fighter, Yakuza, the Puyo series, Phantasy Star, especially with the online series, the Phantasy Star Online 2, Project Diva, the Miku Hatsune games that Sega made in the arcades, and the Persona SMT since they got Atlas a few years back. So yeah, Sonic really isn't brought up a lot. Sonic is more of like thought of as a kind of, I guess, as a mascot, because like they see him a lot in like Sega Worlds. Rest in peace, Sega World. A lot of them are gone now, but like there's a reason for this, and because it's during Sonic's big heyday, especially in America and the UK in the early 90s, back when Sonic 1, 2, and 3 came out, the Sega Genesis, or the Mega Drive as it was known in Japan, was not big in Japan. The Mega Drive was not good. It was not well received over there. So like, especially compared to like the Super Nintendo, they finished dead last. So a lot of people in Japan didn't really play the Sonic games. Like, so they don't really have that, oh, Sonic, I remember those games back in the day on the Genesis. Those are great games. It's more like Genesis, they think of like all the other games. And to top it off, the big Sega system in Japan was the Sega Saturn. For those that aren't in the know, Sega Saturn was big in Japan. And guess what IP was not really prevalent on the Sega Saturn? Sonic. I mean, they repackaged Sonic in Sonic Jam, Sonic 1, 2, and 3, but a lot of people didn't really have that, like, they weren't really associating Sonic with Sega at the point when they got over to Saturn. They had 3D Blast Port, and, yeah, slim pickings for Sonic there. Meanwhile, during that point in time, Virtua Fighter 2 had blown up huge in Japan, especially on the Sega Saturn. Virtua Cop, House of the Dead, all these other Sega IPs. So again, Sonic was not really a household name for Japan at this point in time. So the years continued in Japan, and Sonic kind of is really pushed to the wayside compared to the other Sega IPs. This is the reason Sonic has never been that popular over in Japan, even to the point where the Sonic movie was delayed. I believe that was because of the pandemic. But like, yeah, he's never really been that popular over there. But this, Sega is going to take a new path. They're trying something new to try to make Sonic bigger in Japan. And they say right here, Sega's basic strategy is to expand its work globally, and that's why we aim to expand overseas via like Ryuga Gokou, I can't say that name, but Yakuza and the Persona series in Japan are huge. So now Sega's going to try to market Sonic better. And it seems that Sonic Frontiers is working, is starting to kind of show dividends, where a lot of people in Japan are like, hey, this is pretty good. So could this just be that, you know, a lot of people's first experience with Sonic for the first time and they're actually enjoying the open zone gameplay of Sonic Frontiers? I don't know. We really can't say, but I mean, there's a lot of good signs that this is going to be a positive, an overall positive experience for a lot of people in Japan, and hopefully for us when we get our hands on it later on this year. But yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think of all this news, all this positive Sonic Frontiers news coming out from Japan. And if anything, that's a good sign, because again, Japan has never really been big on Sonic, so we should take it with a grain of salt. But good vibes, positive vibes coming out of Japan. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to Woah Reactions if you haven't already for more videos like this. Ring the bell, because that's the most important part. Let you guys know when I put these videos out. I'm going to keep on top of this Sonic Frontiers news as best I can. I'm getting more positive as we get closer to the release date. Hopefully, hopefully this is all leading up to a overall positive reception when the game comes out. Guys, that's going to do it for me today. Thank you all so very much for watching, and stay tuned.